Welcome, shipmates, to the Deep Dive. And a really warm welcome to everyone listening in at Navy Reserve Center, Baltimore, Maryland.
Great to be here.
We know being a Navy reservist, well, it's a serious commitment. It's got its own rhythm, its own challenges, definitely its own set of rules.
Absolutely. It's not just showing up once a month.
Right. So today we want to cut through some of that complexity. We're doing a deep dive into fiscal year 2026, FY26, focusing on how you can navigate it for a successful, readiness-focused year.
Think of this as your essential guide, and it's critical we do. This stuff directly impacts your participation, your career, and honestly, the readiness of the whole Navy Reserve Force.
So what's our main source today?
We're pulling primarily from the FY26 Force Execution Guidance, dated August 6th, 2025.
Got it.
Basically, this deep dive is your roadmap, understanding what makes a satisfactory year, how the pieces fit. What's fascinating here is this guidance isn't just rules, it's a roadmap for our collective readiness.
And speaking of readiness, the guidance mentions something called the Davidson window right near the start. What's that about?
Ah, yes. The Davidson window. It's a key piece of context. The guidance says it opens about 513 days after the note was issued.
So carry the one that puts it around January 2027.
Roughly, yes, January 2027. And its significance. The note calls it a critical period demanding our highest state of readiness and commitment. Think mobilization, think warfighting requirements.
So not just another date, it's a call to action, really.
Exactly. It means FY26 isn't just business as usual. It's about getting ready, focusing your training, your professional development for what might be coming. It's a strategic window.
Okay, that definitely sets the stage.
Yeah.
So with that urgency in mind, let's talk about what actually makes for a satisfactory reserve year, the nuts and bolts.
Right. COs and OICs, they're required to counsel sailors on this.
And failing to meet the requirements isn't good. Adverse admin action is possible.
Correct. You don't want to go there.
Here's where it gets really interesting. What are the absolute must-dos for satisfactory participation?
Well, the cornerstone is your inactive duty training, your regular drill weekends.
Okay.
For CELRIS sailors, you need favorable adjudication for at least 40, that's 40 out of the 48 regular IDT periods each fiscal year.
And favorable adjudication means?
It means you were marked either present, you were there, or authorized absence, meaning it was approved beforehand. Basically, you showed up or had a good reason not to, and it was documented.
So consistency is key.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the foundation. Now, there are other types like ATPs and RMPs, additional drills, but COs look at your regular IDT rate first before approving those.
Got it. 40 IDTs. What else?
The annual active duty requirement, you need 12 to 14 days of active duty each FY.
12 to 14 days, boots on the ground time, essentially.
Pretty much. There's an exemption, though.
Yeah.
If you join on June 1st or later in the fiscal year, you're exempt for that specific year.
Okay, good to know. And how can folks meet that 12 to 14-day requirement?
Several ways. Any combination works as long as it adds up to 12 or more days. You've got annual training, AT. There's active duty for training, ADT.
We'll dig into those more, I assume.
Definitely. You can also use active duty for operational support, ADOS, or recall orders.
So multiple paths to get there, like an annual readiness checkup.
That's a good way to put it.
What if someone genuinely can't make the active duty requirement? Life happens.
Right. There's a process. It's the AT waiver request.
And if that waiver is approved?
An approved waiver does satisfy the requirement for that year. That's important.
What kind of reasons usually get approved?
Things like real undue personal hardship, being medically not qualified or prohibited from active duty, or maybe the training itself got canceled or changed by the supported command.
Makes sense. Who approves those?
Typically, it's the Navy Reserve activity, the NRACO. But remember, waivers are the exception, not the rule. The goal is always to do the training.
Absolutely. Okay, let's dive into annual training, AT. You said it's the primary way to meet that active duty requirement.
It is. AT is the main driver. And unlike some other duty types, AT orders are technically involuntary, meaning they're scheduled based on unit and supported command needs.
And is there a policy about doing AT first?
Yes, the guidance pushes an AT first policy. It's preferred you do your AT before other active duty like ADT. It's not strictly enforced with a hard stop, but CEOs should give you a heads up about potential budget issues if you do other stuff first.
Because AT funding is prioritized for that core training.
Exactly.
So what does this all mean in practice? Are there deadlines folks need to hit for AT?
Oh, absolutely. These are critical. May 1st. That's the deadline for anyone with a known hardship to get their AT waiver request in.
Plan ahead.
Right. Then June 30th. NRAs need all properly submitted AT orders saved and routed for guaranteed funding. After that, it's if funds available. Big difference.
Don't wait until July 1st, basically. Let's talk travel and splitting AT. Can you do like a week here and a week there?
Generally, the policy limits you to one set of travel orders for AT per fiscal year.
Okay, one round trip on the Navy's dime for AT.
Pretty much. And here's a key restriction. If you use that travel order, your total AT for the year is capped at 14 days, even if you were approved for more initially, like exceptional AT or EAT. If the overall EAT limit drops back to 14 days, you're limited to whatever days get you to that 14 total.
Wow. Okay. So planning early and being aware of potential budget shifts is important there.
Very. And for shorter periods, less than 5 days with travel, the guidance suggests using IDT or maybe ATP with IDTT, that's inactive duty training travel. ADT is also an option there too.
And crucially, travel days do count towards your total active duty days for satisfactory participation, right?
Yes, they do. That's an important detail for calculating your total days.
Okay, so AT is the main annual requirement. What about ADT, active duty for training? How is that different?
ADT is specifically for, well, specific training requirements. It's targeted. Think schools, specialized skill qualifications, things often linked to your individualized training plan, or ITP.
So it's less general readiness, more skill specific.
It's exactly. Funding for ADT Special often comes through Common Rest for committee recommendations. Timeliness is key here too. NRAs should route ADT orders within 5 business days. The goal is approval 90 days out to lock in better travel costs.
90 days, that's quite a lead time.
It helps manage costs. And orders over 29 days get extra screening. The main point, though, is ADT is for training. Orders over 179 days at the same command get looked at closely.
Why is that?
Because long-term ADT starts to look like operational support, not training, which goes against the guidance. ADT's purpose is readiness through training.
Makes sense. Keep the purpose clear. Now, you mentioned IDT and IDTT earlier. Can you really break down the difference? People sometimes confuse them.
Sure. IDT is your basic drill period, your 48 drill periods a year. AT should not be used for just a regular drill weekend at your unit or alternate site.
Okay, IDT is the drill itself. What's IDTT?
IDTT is inactive duty training travel. It's primarily about funding reimbursement for travel to IDT drills for certain members, usually 150 miles or more one way, to their drill site.
So it helps people who live far from their unit.
Correct.
That clarifies it nicely. IDT is the duty, IDTT is the travel support for it in certain situations.
You got it.
What about scheduling those IDTs? Any rules around, say, banking them all for the end of the year?
Yeah, the guidance advises NRAs against letting members hold or park too many IDTs for the last quarter or quarter 4. It creates financial risk.
Trying to avoid a budget crunch in September.
Generally, no more than 16 IDTs scheduled in Q4 and no more than 6 regular IDTs in September itself. Deviations need justification.
Okay, proactive scheduling throughout the year is better.
Much better. And for additional drills like ATPs or RMPs, reserve program directors advise the COs, and the COs approve them in the system.
So how does an individual sailor's satisfactory year fit into that grand plan?
Your satisfactory participation, hitting those IDTs, completing your AT or equivalent, managing your admin, it all rolls up. It directly impacts the Navy Reserve's ability to integrate seamlessly with the fleet when it matters most.